Once we know sigma 1 and sigma 2, you can find out maximum shear stress Q max. This is given by sigma 1 minus sigma 2 by 2. So this will be equal to 800 minus 400 divided by 2. So this will be equal to 200 Newton per mm square. This is the maximum shear stress. Now we will go for the change in the dimensions, for which you need the strains. Suppose if you go for circumferential strain E1, this is nothing but delta D by D. So this is equal to sigma 1 by E minus 1 by M sigma 2 by E. Suppose E is given to you as 200 kilonewton per meters per mm square, and Poisson's ratio 1 by M is equal to 0.3. Using these values, you know sigma 1 is 8, 1 by E I will take common, 800 minus 0.3 into 400. So you simplify this, you get 3.4 into 10 to the power of minus 3. So this is nothing but delta D by D, where E is 200 into 10 to the power of 3 Newton per mm square. Now similarly, longitudinal strain E2, this will be equal to sigma 2 by E minus 1 by M sigma 1 by E. So this will be equal to 400 minus 0.3 into 800. So this will give you, by substituting the value of E, 8 into 10 to the power of minus 4. This longitudinal strain is nothing but change in length by the original length. Now you know these things, you can find out the change in the diameter, change in the length. So change in length by original length is nothing but the strain here, change in diameter. So this will be 3.4 into 10 to the power of minus 4. So change in diameter is delta D is equal to 3.4 into 10 to the power of minus 4 into the original diameter is 800 mm. So if you simplify this, you get the change in diameter as 2.72 mm. Similarly, change in length is given by E2 into the original length. So you know value of E2 is 8 into 10 to the power of minus 4, and the original length is 2 meters. So convert it in mm. So delta L will be equal to 1.6 mm. 1.6 mm. On same lines, you can go for the volumetric strain. Volumetric strain EV, it is given by 2E1 plus E2. We have got the values of E1 and E2. So this will become 2 into 3.4 into 10 to the power of minus 4 and 8 into 10 to the power of minus 4. 2E1 plus 8 into 10 to the power of minus 4. So you get here volumetric strain EV will be equal to 7.6 into 10 to the power of minus 3. So we know EV is equal to change in volume by original volume. So delta V will be equal to 7.6 into 10 to the power of minus 3 into original volume. It is a cylindrical, pi d squared by 4 into the length. So this will be equal to pi into d is 800 square into length is 2000 mm. So this change in the volume will be equal to 7640371.2 mm cube. This is the value that you'll have to find out. This is one way where the inner pressure is given to you. The problem can be in the reverse direction. I will say the additional volume is 76,400 or whatever it is, 7 lakh 64, 76 lakhs 40,000. This is the pressure, additional pressure acting. Then what will be the pressure inside? So we have begun with P and come to EV. So here what will happen, if you begin from the first principles, first value, P is unknown there. So all values what you get of sigma 1, sigma 2, E1, E2, EV, they are all in terms of P only. Finally, EV will be equal to change in volume by original volume. So this change in volume is known to you. So you can find out what is the pressure that is acting, because EV will be in terms of P. So you will have to find out the pressure acting in the pipe when an additional volume of or fluid is projected or injected into the cylinder. So either P is given, find the values, or if additional pressure is given to you, everything remains unknown in terms of P, you have to solve for P. So for example, if you go for 242, page 242, you get a sample there. So question 2, question 48. So you can try this, wherein additional pressure is given, you'll have to find out P. It is in the reverse direction. Important thing is for you to remember the formulas for sigma 1, sigma 2, Qmax, E1, E2, EV. You substitute the values, you get the required solution. This is about the thin cylinder. Next we will go for the thick cylinder in the next video.